St Kilda, no, I don't think so. Okay, so we have a scenario where we've got okay, let me think. Okay, what do we got? So we got an elderly person who's asked you to go to the bank with them to get money, right? So the way that I have strategized it with everyone is like this. Sorry if I'm taking time right now, but you can start driving up there if you want. And I think I've made some video or tape on this one. So um, let's see. Okay, so you got an elderly person, blah blah blah. So once I suppose the elderly person's like, "Yep, I want to go ahead. I'm happy with what you're saying." So they usually ask, "No problems." Um, just like when you buy a car, when you buy a house, there's always a witness to go ahead with it. Do you have any neighbors or family members or sons and daughters or anybody or family or friends that can witness this? And they're like, yeah, no problems. Here's my son's number. Usually we'll call the son or the daughter or whatever, or the family or the neighbor, and say, hey, this is what we're doing. This is what we quoted them. And so um, the positive of that is the person over the phone will be like, oh, cool. The person had enough respect to give me a call, and you start off on a great foot, and they're like, oh, awesome. This person is trying to legitimately do the right thing by us. You know what I mean? And they're usually good with it. Sometimes got plumbers or people will tell me, well, what if the second person doesn't want to go ahead with it? Well, well, if you think about the company as a long-term thing, if they don't want to go ahead with it straight away, we're going to have problems with them in 3 months' time anyway when they're trying to do all this stuff. So it's an elephant in the room we have to face. You know what I mean? So that's one way I approach it. Another thing, in Melbourne, a lot of elderly people will, once the job is done, whatever, after anybody as young as 55 will play the card of, I was pressured, I was done this. So we always, anybody over 55, we generally will just say on the chat thread, hey guys, can you call the office and get a voice approval? You know what I mean? And then that way they can't play the card with, I didn't understand what was on the iPad, I was pressured into it, I didn't know what I was doing, you know what I mean? He just took my credit card and used it, they'll play any card here. You know what I mean? So there's a certain group of people are just going to be malicious about things. So that's another way that I look at it. And also, when you do involve people outside of that one person, say you went ahead with a job and then there's further work, when the person, you've contacted them about the first job, their neighbor or their family or their friends, and further work or further unseen work comes up, they're like, oh well, I've already got a good relationship with this guy, they're more than happy to go ahead with the second work, as opposed to if you didn't have that and you just went ahead with the elderly person and now you've got further work that you weren't aware of, now that person's gonna be like, oh man, you got more work without telling me, you know what I mean? And it just escalates. So facing the barriers and dealing with them, which is going to be friends and family, all that usually leads to a better outcome long term. And just have confidence in your product and what you're advising them, and be like, yeah, this is what I think it is, this is the price I think it is, and hopefully they like it. Yeah. And if they're insistent on they want to drive to the bank or whatever, do probably just encourage them just to take an Uber or something. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. I don't know. I guess maybe you can write a check or something, or maybe their daughters or sons or friends, someone can pay for that bill or something. All right, cool. All right, catch ya. Thanks, man.